Hello, good morning. This time I had the opportunity of presenting and starting this video in order to facilitate your understanding of phonology, and so we can understand everything about this topic. For this occasion, I present our cover with the names of our teacher, that is eh, Tania Pineda, um, of the different classmates that make up this working group. My name is Edwin Masur Alfaro Perez, and those are my classmates. Well, I hope you like the video and enjoy it. Let's start with the topic. So, well, as you can see in this slide, we have phonology versus phonetics. Uh, we can see what is phonology, what is phonetics, and another definition about those topics. So, first, what is phonetic? Well, phonetic studies speech in general and provides the general material. Speech sounds at segmental level, what you say, and suprasegmental level, how you say something, information. Phonetics studies how sounds are made. Phonetics provide an inventory and description of the segment sounds. Phonetics deals with production, transmission, and reception of all human speech sounds in general, with no particular reference to any language. Uh, Phonetics is the study of human speech sounds. So, as you can see, and as we can see here, we can say that phonetics looks at the physical production of sounds, focusing on which vocal organs are interacting with each other and how close these vocal organs are in relation to one another. So we are gonna continue with the next one, and this is phonology. Well, what is phonology? Phonology uses the material that phonetics gathers and in order to discover patterns, formulate rules, or to investigate the principles governing the sound system of a particular language. Phonology studies how sounds are used in a particular language to convey meaning. Phonology discusses the function of those segments sounds in a particular language. Phonology deals with the ways those sounds are organized in a particular language, and it is a subcategory of phonetics. Phonology is the study of how sounds are organized and used in a natural language. Well, as we can see here, we can say that phonology is associated more with the abstract properties of sound, as it is about how these categories are stored in the mind. So we're gonna continue with the last slide, and that is a definition about phonetic and phonology, and the difference between phonetic and phonology is that of generally and particularly. So we can see here phonetic deal with production, transmission, on a resection of all human speech sound in general with no particular reference to any one language. And phonology deals with the ways those sounds are organized in a particular language in a subcategory of phonetic. Well, that's all from me. I leave you with my classmate. They are gonna present one by one, so I hope you like this video and I hope that you enjoy it.
morning, good evening, depends when you see this video. Thank you for watching. Today I'm going to talk about the basic terms of few concepts we can find in phonology and phonetics. The fixed two concepts we have in this slide is phonemes and allophones. The first of all, phonemes say that any of perceptually distinct unit of sound in a specific language to distinguish one word from another. For example, P, B, T, and T in the English words bad, 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 and bad. Later we had the other concepts, we had allophones. Any of various phonemes realization phonemes language which don't contribute to distinction of the meaning. Later we had another two concepts. The first is minimal pairs, and this concept said is two words that vary by only a single sound, usually meaning sounds that may confuse English learners, like the sound f and the sound v. And words can be fa and ba, other the sound a, and the sound e. And words can be text and text. Later we have the next concept is tapped. Tapped is allophones of the sound T, produced with a very brief contact between the tone and the alveolar ridge. The symbol for the alveolar tap is this LR, so that tap occurs intervocally in the words such as letter, or butter. Later we have the vocal tract, organ articulation, or articulators. And the broad term for all these organs, articulated muscle, and other articulators used in the production of speech. And these have the cavity, the palate, oral cavity, the tongue, lips, the jaw, the larynx, the pharynx, epiglottis, the larynx opening, and into the pharynx esophagus. In the next slide, we had the voiced and voiceless. These two concepts is very important for phonetics. We have the first, the voice sounds. The voice sounds say that when the production of those sounds involve vibration in the vocal folds. In this image, you can see the vocal folds represented with these lines. We have this moving when you produce few sounds. And later we had the voiceless, where the production of the sounds involve not such vibrations. Some words is just air. Some words we don't produce any vibration in the vocal folds. It's just air from the vocal tract. Later we had the nasal sound, with the soft palate lowered, and with the passage of the air from the nose, we produce the sound M, M. Later we have the fricative consonant sounds. The fricative consonant sounds are made by squeezing the air between the small gut as leaves the body. In English production, there are 9 fricative phonemes. You can see that all sounds we have here in this slide. Also we had 5 positions of mouth. That can be the labiodental, the dental, alveolar, post-alveolar, and glottal. These 5 positions of the mouth produce all these sounds. There can be 9 sounds. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Later we have the consonant sounds, any speech sounds such that represent by the T, G, F, or Z, that's characterized by any articulators with a closure or narrowing of the vocal tract so that a complete or partial blockage of the flow air is produced. Later we have the vowels. The vowels are made by pushing air from the mouth and allowing into the path from the vocal tracts without obstructions. That is all I had to tell you about this concept. Very important concept if you want to start if you want to study phonics and pholo- phonetics and phology. Thank you for watching. Until the next one.
Hi, my name is David Orlando Guzman Monge, and today I'm going to explain you about the articulators that generate the segmental sounds. We already know that humans produce speech by bringing the air from the lungs through the larynx. In this place, the vocal folds might or might not vibrate. That airflow is formed by well-known articulators, so we need to learn the levels of the sagittal section and understand how they are related in the vocal tract where we make the consonant sounds. This is called the mid-sagittal section. It's a cross-section with levels that show the places of articulation for consonants and vowel sounds. And in this slide, we have the bilabial sound. Starting at the front of your mouth with your lips, if you make the sound, uh, then round your lips, the sound of the vowel changes like this. We can also use our lips to block the airflow of air completely, like in the consonants b and also we have to know that consonants are about making constrictions. An example is this, involving both lips is called a bilabial sound. P and b are clear examples of bilabial sounds. The next is labiodental sound. We use upper teeth and lower lip to make the sound. Also, we use our teeth to shape airfield, but they don't do much on their own. But we can tip of the tongue. We can place the tip of the tongue between the teeth for sounds like th and th. Or we can bring the upper teeth down against the lower lip for the consonants like and v. Here you can see a mid sagittal of labiodental sounds. We use upper teeth and lower lip. The next slide is about interdental sound. There's another kind of sound that a sound that can be visible to us when people make it. This also involves the teeth, but it's a little bit different from bilabial and labiodental sounds because it involves the use of the tongue when we make the sound. The sound made it in this way is called interdental sound. We use upper teeth, tongue tip, and lower lip. These words, them, and this starts with the interdental sounds. Now, for when you have your fingers on the roof of your mouth, if you slide it forwards towards the upper teeth, before you get to the teeth, you'll find a ridge that is called the alveolar ridge that is located in this place. You get the sounds and d, and we also produce these consonants L and N. At the alveolar ridge, and some people also produce the sounds S and Z with the tongue at the alveolar ridge. The alveolar ridge is also the place of articulation of numerous sounds in English. The next slide we have palatal-alveolar area. Here the constriction is made between the tongue blade which makes the contact with the palate-alveolar area behind the alveolar ridge. We use palatal-alveolar area and tongue blade. An example is chip is a palatal-alveolar sound because we use the palatal-alveolar area and tongue blade. When we block airflow in the mouth, but we allow the air to circulate through the nasal cavity, we get the nasal sounds that are M, N, and Ng. The next slide we have um, Velum, the articulator that you move to allow air into the nasal cavity is called the velum. You may also notice at the soft palates, in which can produce the sounds of k and g. We use velum and tongue dorsum. We can also block airflow by moving the body of the tongue up against the velum to make this type of sounds. Farther back than the velum is the uvula and the pharynx, but in English we don't use these articulations. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Edwin Rafael Barahona, and here I'm going to present you the consonant sounds. And I want to present you the correct pronunciation of them. So let's start with this. The phoneme of the letter P is P, P, P. You use your both lips to do the sound, like please, peace, plan, and place. So let's get to the next one, the letter T. You only have to take out the I from the letter, like t, like trouble, tip, toe, and theater. Here we have the letter K. So what's the difference? But you can see here the letter C. So what's the difference? Okay, this name is pronounced like k, k. So it's different. So like clothes, basketball, clog, and clean. So let's start with this. I want to stay a little bit with this because here there is another phoneme that is really similar but unchanged because of the position of some of the parts of your tongue and teeth. Like for example, here b, b you use your both lips to do it, like bottom, blade, bake, glue, and bark. And here, as I said, there is a really similar one. So, but the difference between is because you put your upper teeth in your underlip, like like vacation, boys, ever, and never. So, since I pointed out the difference, I want to start with this again. So the letter D is really easy, like the, like document, door, and draw. The letter G is really simple. You just only change the pronunciation, like like great, gas, grow, and sing. With the letter F, you only it's almost the same like with the letter V because you put your upper teeth on the lip, so you do the sound like fresh, fly, full, and flash. So let's hurry up here. Here there are two similar. The difference between them is because you pronounce this with th and you pronounce this with dh. Here it is like th, something, think, word, man. And this one, as you can see, this, that, the, and breathe. But the letter S is really simple because the sound is z. No, is s. Like sun, Sunday, soul, set. There is no vibration. And with the letter C, you have vibration like z, z, zoo, zero, nose, and is. So let's go to the next one. Here, these both are really similar because but the only difference because there is no vibration and here there is vibration. Like for example, this is the sound like sh, like Russia, shop, shy, and shame. And the difference here is because there is vibration like zzz, like measure, television, zure, and disillusion. With the letter H, you don't have really a big problem because the sound is h, 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 like house, horn, hang, and hold. And same with this. It is really simple because it's ch, ch, chest, chop, change, and chair. So let's go to this one. Here, this one is pronounced like j, j, j. There is a little bit of vibration here, like jaw, juice, jog, and beige. The M is really simple because you only use the same both lips, like mm, like mountain, mouse, melt, and monkey. There are two really similar, but here is the trick because this is the letter N, like nation, nature, strange, nice. But here you use it like first it goes the letter N and letter G, like zong, taking, coming, eating, and the sound is g. Here the sound doesn't change that much. Like for example, loop, lord, lazy, and log. With the letter R is rose, raid, rule, rug. The sound is r, r. With the W is really simple because the sound is woo, woo, will, waste, watermelon, and wood. Here there is a tricky one because sometimes it's considered as a vocal sound. So, but actually it can be considered because you use the letter Y like J, 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 university, jet, cure, view. Same.
Hello, I am Mr. Noemi Martinez Martinez. I'm going to talk about the vocal tract. More specific, I'm going to be focused on nasal cavity, lips, teeth, alveoli, hard palate, velume, uvula, apex tip of the tongue, belaying front of the tongue, and so these are the organs of articulation or articulators, a broad term for all those organs articulating, but is the muscle other articulating used in the production of the speech. And the nasal cavity, uter with the soft palate, lower with with passage of air through the nose, and that is the number two. The number one and the number two, the lips. We have two lips, the upper lips that is located in that place, and also we have the lower lips that is here. The other lips have a different function. For example, a labiodental sound like a sound V when we made a sound like V, and also we have the bilabial produced with is produced these sounds is produced with both lips like b, like b, with mother for example, and also we have the teeth dental. We can appreciate in the picture that we have here, and the is articulated with the tip of the blade of the tongue against or near the upper from the teeth, like the H when we want to say think, like think, that is the correct position that we need to make. And also we had number four, the alveoli, and articulated with the tip of the tongue, like touching or near the right of the bone behind the teeth in the upper yolk, like when we like the sound of V, like V, or the end. These there are an example of alveolar consonant. And also we have the hard palate. The hard palate formed with the some part of the tongue near or touching the hard palate of the roof of the mouth, the right of the bone behind the upper teeth. For example, like S and H, when we say wash, that is an example. And volume, that is a palette of technical term, of technical term, that is for the soft palate. And also we had the uvula, the pen flashing lobe in the middle of the posterior border of the subpalate, and apex tube-like clavicle. Blame, and also the number 9, we have a blame front of the tongue that produce a consonant sound produced by raising the blade or front of the tongue. So the importance to know how to open our mouth, because all the organs that we have in our mouth have different function, and we want to speak clearly, so we need to emphasize, we need to make the correct position of our tongue, our lips, our teeth, for example, and it's very important for us. In the second part is going to be the explication of the others elements of the vocal tract. Thank you so much.
Hello, teacher. My name is Jancy Carolina Reyes. In this occasion, I'm going to talk about the components of the vocal tract. Is the continuous. The first components that I'm going to talk about is dorsum of tongue. Is convex and marked by a median sulcus, which divides it into symmetrical halves. This sulcus and begin about 2.5 centimeters from the root of the organ. In a depression, the form second from the which a shallow groove, the sulcus terminalis runs lateralward and forward on either side to the margin of the tongue. The next component, the name is oral cavity. The oral cavity, this part of the mouth begin the teeth and gums that is bounded above by the hard and soft palates, and below by the tongue and the mucous membrane, connecting it with the inner part of the mandible. The next component is pharynx. It's too similar a larynx, but it's too different, completely different. This component, pharynx, con shape passageway leading from the oral and nasal cavities in the air to the esophagus and larynx. The pharynx chamber serves both respiratory and digestive functions. Thick fibers of muscle and connective tissue attach the pharynx to the base of the skull and surrounding structures. The next component is epiglottis. The epiglottis is a left-shaped flap of cartilage located between the tongue at the top of the larynx, or voice bust. The main function of the epiglottis is to seal of the windpipe during eating, so that the food is not accidentally inhaled. The epiglottis also helps with some aspect of sound production in certain language. The next component is larynx. Larynx, this area of the throat, contains the vocal cords and used for breathing, swallowing, and talking. Also is called voice bust. And the next component is vocal cords. Vocal cords either of two pairs of folds of mucous membranes that project into the cavity of the larynx and have free edges extending dorsally toward the midline. The next component is trachea. Trachea, the airway that leads from the larynx is called voice box to the bronchi that is called large airways that lead to the lungs, and also is called with pipe. The final component, the name, I think the pronunciation is oesophagus. Oesophagus is a part of the alimentary canal between the pharynx and the stomach. Thank you, teacher. This is all of this video and the components of the vocal tract. And thank you for seeing. Bye.